Hello everyone. It's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com and welcome to my Tuesday Night Live video. It is Tuesday, September 9th. I definitely had to look at my computer. I was like, what day is it? I don't know. It's 5 p.m. Central Time, which is my local time, and we are here live for a fun card class tonight. This live video is streaming both to Facebook and YouTube at the same time, so please leave a comment whichever platform you're watching on. Maybe you're watching live on one and want to watch the replay on the other. Totally up to you. And yeah, it's all that good stuff. So hello, Jody, Marva, Debbie, and Joan. Welcome in, everyone. As you join me, please leave a comment and say hello and let me know that you're watching. It is a beautifully rainy fall day here in Minnesota, and we are going to hit the 80s this weekend. I thought we were over with summer. Like, you can see I'm in like my waffle knit shirt and you know, all that good. Like, I'm here for fall. What is happening? So this is just typical Minnesota. We just ping pong seasons for a while. Whatever, is what it is, right? Hi, Mom. Hi, Leanne. Welcome in, everyone. So I'm really excited tonight. We are going to craft with fall. But before we get there, I want to tell you a little bit about a Christmas class that I am opening registration for tomorrow. So I'm going to flip my screen down here so that you can see my desktop. Now, before I do this, you're not getting any sneak peeks of the project. So if you thought you were, you're not. Those are going to stay sealed. What's the sign? Locked up, whatever you want to say. Lock it up, throw away the key, whatever that phrase is. Those until the time is right. Okay. But anywho, I did want to show you the bundles. So if you've been around here for a while, you may already know that I like to host a Christmas series every year. If you have not been around for a while, I'm going to explain a little bit about what it is, but the registration actually opens for it tomorrow. So you're going to be able to read all the details. Okay. I'm just going to go like high level, let you know about it so you know it's coming. This is my 4th year of doing a Christmas series, and basically what it is every Saturday for 10 weeks, I send an exclusive project to your email inbox. This is totally free for anybody on my email list, but I decided back when I did it 4 years ago, and 4 years ago I was solo, all by myself, running this, and then 3 years ago I asked my friend Deborah Harrison to join with me, and then last year, this is the 4th one. So 3 years ago it was by myself. 2 years ago it was with Deborah. Last year we asked our friend Heidi Collins to join us, and this year the 3 of us are doing it again. And I love doing it with them because while they are major talented stampers, Deborah is really excellent with 3D items. Heidi is really excellent with fun fold items. And so you get a mix of 3D, fun fold, and cards. But anywho, so for 10 weeks straight, I believe it's October 11th is the Saturday. I'm just trying to do the math in my head. Yes, it is the 11th. That is the first day of our Christmas series. So every week from there on, you're going to get a fun project in your inbox, a Christmas project. Now, we love to also offer an add-on kit because, come on, it's fun, right? It's fun to get the projects, the sheets and whatever, and you have all that info, but it's more fun when you actually get to make the projects, and it's even better when you didn't have to do any of the prep work. So we are offering that craft along kit as part of the Christmas series again this year, and registration for that opens tomorrow. Now, you might be like, well, I just want the free PDFs. I'm in a different country or whatever. That's totally fine. Just make sure you are subscribed to my email list, and you will get those, okay? That's the only way to get them. I'm not sharing them anywhere else, so if you want those exclusive projects, you have to be on my email. That's also how the PDF gets sent each week if you are partaking in the Christmas series. You might be like, but Melissa, I want to do them all at once. No, it's a surprise every single week. We have just amped it up. It is so much fun. And I don't do this any time of year other than Christmas time. And I always have questions. Could you do this again, please? And the reality is it's just a lot of work. And so I like to keep it exclusive for Christmas. So, I'm so excited that Alicia's so excited. But anyway, so this year we have decided to call it the Homemade Christmas Series because we're featuring these 2 cute new bundles. So this is the Gingerbread Man bundle. This is in the mini catalog. It is awesome. I mean, come on, you guys, look at this gingerbread die and wait till you see what we do with it. Oh my heck. It is connected in the middle, or you can, trim around. Like if you die cut this, you can trim around the hand there. an awesome set of dies here to coordinate, and just super, super cute stamps. They're so fun. And then, of course, we paired it with our homemade treats bundle. This is in the online exclusives. And again, so stinking cute. And I will admit, when we first picked these bundles, I was like, oh, they're so cute. And I saw the bundles, right? But just wait till you see the amount of like mix and match, and just, it blows my mind. Deborah and Heidi are extremely talented crafters, and I can't wait for you to see what the three of us have cooked up for you. Haha, get it? And one thing I wanted to mention too is that it is a 10 weeks of Christmas series, but you actually get 12 projects because there's 3 of us, and 10 does not divide by 3. So we thought, well, instead of taking away a project, we're going to add 2 more. So yeah, it's going to be pretty epic. The very first week, we're going to introduce you to all 3 of us. You're going to get a project designed by Deborah, 1 designed by Heidi, and 1 designed by me. And then every week after that, you'll get 1 kit. So it makes 4 3D items, 4 fun folds, and 4 standard Christmas cards. So I'm just really excited about it. If you can't tell, it's so stinking cute. We have something else really special up our sleeve this year. If you've participated in the past, you know that some weeks you get a little gift, right? This year, you're going to get a gift every single week. So it is, I ordered some of the stuff from Amazon and it started coming in, and I kid you not, Amazon showed up yesterday with like 7 packages for me. And I was like, oops, thank you. So anyway, I'm really excited about it. Registration goes out to my email list tomorrow, so make sure you are subscribed. Newsletter.stampwithmelissa.com to check it out, okay? I'm so excited that you guys are so excited, because it is really, like, it is a class like no other. It is just so much fun. And even my mom, she sees all of the projects in advance because she helps me prep them. She helps die cut and emboss and put together pillow gifts. And even my dad's going to be involved this year. I asked him if he could spray paint something. That's the only little tidbit of information you get. So he's got to go spray paint something for me. So she sees it all, but she still likes to take the class, and she gets so excited every week. She's like, look at the card I made, or look at the box I made, or whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, but you also helped to cut the pieces. So she saw them before, and she still gets excited, and it just makes me happy. So anywho, all that detail comes out tomorrow, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to share it with you. So it's one of those things, it's like, I want October to get here so that the series starts, but I don't want to wish away time. So anywho, all right, let's flip over and talk about what we're doing tonight. Tonight we are crafting fall. So we've got the Autumn Trees bundle and the Amber Autumn bundle here. They are both cling mount stamp sets. This one is my favorite of the 2, Amber Autumn. I just really love it. We use most of the dies and most of the stamps. And then with the Autumn Trees bundle, it's also cling mount. This one doesn't have any sentiment, so I actually only used 1 stamp set, or 1 stamp from this stamp set. I don't know how that happened. I finished designing and I was like, oh. But there are a lot of other fun card ideas and things where you can mix and match some of these pieces as well. And then we use several of the dies. I have a couple extra back there, the trees, and it's going to be awesome. So I wanted to open, these are in the mini catalog, and they start on page 39. This suite starts on 39. Let me scooch that slightly so you can see the whole page. Just so beautiful. It is such a pretty suite, and yeah, I just love it a lot. I love the fall colors. Anywho, so it is a mega suite because it does include both of those bundles, so you can kind of get a look here. I did forget about the metallic paper. I didn't use that on any of this week's cards, but I will. It's on my list. I was like, oh yeah, metallic paper. Anywho, so they show you a lot of really cool things. Here's a one sheet wonder, some beautiful frames, all of that good stuff in the catalog, okay? All right, so let me set this to the side. I'm going to take my paper clip out. This is from the Fun Fold Craft Along, and I thought that is so cute to mark my spot for catalogs, but I don't want it to get like ruined in the drawer, so I'm going to take it out. Anywho, so we are going to make 4 cards together tonight. We've got 2 fun folds. I mean, come on. Who am I? Hi, Lene. Hi, Anne. We've got 2 fun fold cards. So here's this one. Super easy fun fold. Okay. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. This one is one that I learned at Creative Connections. I know, it's so cute. The Creative Connections event. Come on. Focus in on me here. We can do it. I don't know why it's not focusing. If I go down and then come up, there we go. Anywho, this is what I learned at Creative Connections, which was a demonstrator event that I went to in August with some of my team. And it is also a fun fold. So this panel kind of flips back and this opens, and you have this really beautiful scene inside. So that tree is shown on both the inside and the outside. How cute is that? And then you've got a panel on the back to write. So stinking cute. Hi, Tanya. This one is super duper simple and so beautiful. I love this card a lot. And then this is our final card for tonight. So we are going to make these 4 cards together tonight. I'm going to walk you through a couple of the measurements for the fun folds, not every single thing, mainly because I don't remember every measurement. But I'll walk you through a couple of the measurements for the fun folds, and then we will make all 4 of these cards. Now, if you are like, those are so stinking cute, Melissa, and I would love to just like open up a kit that has all the cardstock cut for me, well, I have news for you. I am offering this as part of my Autumn Toile, and if I say that word wrong, I am so sorry. The Autumn Toile Class to Go kit, which runs through this Friday. So if you place an order with me through the end of the day this Friday, September 12th, 2025, get your order in by 11:59 p.m. CST, Central Time. Maybe we're in DT. I don't know. Central Time. I always get those confused, CST and CDT. Like, I don't know which one we're in. But anywho, you know, I think we're in DT. Doesn't matter. Okay, Melissa, get over it. If you place your order $50 or more before tax and shipping and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied, you'll get these card kits for free. So I'm going to show you what the card kits look like as we go tonight. There is also a detailed PDF tutorial that is included when you purchase the Class to Go. It's also included for free for my team members every single week because I love them. So I like to include that for them so that they can do lots of crafting. So let's go ahead. Oh, to shop, go to shop.stampwithmelissa.com, or you can click the link in the description of the video. If you are looking for the supply list, what you want to do is in the description of the video, there is a link that says, do you need any of the supplies? Click on that link. What it's going to do is it's going to add every single thing I recommend to your Stampin' Up! Card. That's going to look incredibly outrageous. Unless you're a craftaholic and you need it all, then it's normal. But anywho, you can, it's DT. Okay, thanks, Anne. I thought so because I was like, that's daylight, right? Central Daylight Time? I don't know. But it's more daylight, which is summer. So yeah, thanks, Anne, for confirming for me. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh, just remove from your cart anything that you're not interested in purchasing, okay? Or anything you already have. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with this cute card. Now this card I actually made as part of a card swap that I did because it really is a super easy fun fold, and it's just, I mean, it's fun, right? You've got those 3 different kind of looks on the front. So we have got the Early Espresso card base. We've got another Early Espresso piece. Now this is the main measurement I'm going to give you. So this guy here is 5.5 by 4.25. It's not a full card base. You could make it a full card base, but I'm just going to focus on, you know, having that part to write on. And then this piece here is 2.75 by 8.5. You can get 4 out of a sheet of cardstock. And then it's scored in half, okay? All right, then you've got a piece of basic white for the inside, and I have 2, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, that's my piece for the inside. You're going to have a piece of the Autumn Toile DSP, super pretty, right? You could use either of those patterns. You're going to have a scrap piece of basic white to stamp on. You're going to have a couple more pieces of that DSP, so same DSP pack for these. Going to have a couple of pieces of those, and you're going to have a strip of Lost Lagoon for your sentiment. So let's go ahead and start with stamping because that's the best place to start. And I am going to grab my Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Now, both of these stamp sets in this bundle are cling mount, and so I got to get my head over this. Even if it was photopolymer, I'd have to get my head over it, but you know, they're cling mount, so just be a little bit more patient with yourself, making sure you know, you can't see through it. You can't see exactly where you're going with your sentiment there. Okay. Oh, so pretty. I just re-inked this pad and it looks so good. You know that feeling, like, do you ever delay re-inking something and you're like, I'll just wait. So because it's a little bit wetter because I did just re-ink it, I'm going to go ahead and trim down my sentiment to start here. And then we're going to color that in. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I just like find that I'm like, no, I don't need to re-ink yet. And I don't know why I hesitate because I have the re-inker. I should just re-ink it, right? but sometimes I just hesitate and I'm just like, no, it's okay. And then I re-ink the thing and I'm like, wow, that stamp's so much better. Duh, Melissa. Okay, so I just trimmed that down with my trimmer. You could use your snips as well. And then let's go ahead and color in our cute little acorn slash leaf image here. So I've got Mossy Meadow and Pecan Pie blend. So let's start with Mossy Meadow. We've got 2 leaves here and I wanted them to have a little bit of a different look. So on the top leaf, the one, you know, that's a little bit more on the top, we're going to do some traditional blending. So I've got my dark Mossy Meadow here, and I am just, you know, Stampin' Up's really nice to us with a lot of the stamps where they add in little, like, wrinkles. I don't know what you'd call them. They're kind of like wrinkles, right? So you kind of know where the shading would be. It just helps define, like, the image. And so that's just where I added my dark Mossy Meadow. And then I go in with my light Mossy Meadow. And I do the outline because I just can't, sometimes I just can't color unless I get that outline done, you know? So I go in and do that, and then we'll just color the rest in. I think it's just because I get too nervous about coloring so close to the end, but you know, this is handmade. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your recipient hopefully doesn't look at your card and say, oh, you colored outside the outline, right? They're hopefully just like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful and you made it for me. And then they start crying. No, they don't cry. Maybe sometimes they do. Who knows? Anywho, all right, so we've got that. And then we've got our bottom leaf here. And we're going to color this whole thing with the dark Mossy Meadow. Now, this would be a great opportunity if you wanted to introduce another blends color to get a totally different leaf. You could do that. I just wanted my leaves to be slightly different colors, and so I'm using that Mossy Meadow blend in 2 ways, okay? All right, so let me just go around here. And that's good. And you don't, with your blends, you don't have to get all the way to the edge of things either because they are going to bleed a little. So if you don't get right to the edge of the line when you are making your outline, it's okay. You can always go back in later and add it if you still have some white space that you'd like to color in. Okay. And yeah, I love the look of that. The 2 colors. It's beautiful. I love it. He's a procrastinator. And Anne just said she's a pro at procrastinating. Let me see. Oh geez, Jody, prayers for you. Okay. Okay, so let's go in with Pecan Pie then, and what we're going to do is I'm going to do like the acorn, the tops of the acorn, and then the little, what is this thing? Is it an acorn stem? I feel like it should have a fancier name. It's probably just called the acorn stem. Anywho, I'm going to color in both of those with our dark Pecan Pie. And then same thing as those leaves. The acorns themselves have those little like wrinkly spots where we can add our shading. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to go right on in here with that dark and just, I am being like messy. Like at some points I'm not even lifting my marker all the way up off of the paper because I want this to blend and look natural, right? And because we're using a light pecan pie, if you go into the top of the acorn there that we colored with the dark, it's totally okay. All right, and your colors are going to get a little bit lighter once they dry, but I want the tops to be darker. So because they have had a little bit of time to dry, I just go right back in and color them again. And it makes them a little darker still. Just like that. Okay? All right, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and die cut this out. So this is actually the only image I believe that we're going to have to die cut out live tonight, because I know it makes the camera shake, so I apologize for that. Oh, you know how it goes, right? Okay, so I've got my die here, and then I'm going to grab some Post-it note tape. And we'll get this lined up. All right, and I noticed with my die, there's a little bit of a different border than you would normally expect. So just get it lined up to where it looks good for you. Then we'll crank this through, and again, I'm sorry because it's probably going to shake. Just a little. Okay. I like to do most of the die cutting ahead of time, but if we have to stamp something, we got to do it live. All right, so we got that. Let me remove. I'll use these later. And you got to put your die away so you don't lose it. Jody, I made them. Jody asked where I got the stickers from on the ends of my blend. I made them. I actually have them in my PDF store. Stock Coupule. Okay, thanks, Anne. Anne's providing me with acorn facts. All right, let's go ahead and assemble. We're going to start with these 2 strips of DSP here and our early espresso. We're going to call it like a postcard base. Okay, and go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of your DSP strips. And then we're going to add these to this guy. Now, I am going to stick this down, and I'm putting an equal margin on the top, bottom, and left-hand side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And this is where you get to decide if your DSP runs all the way across or if you want it to run a different way. And I kind of think it looks fun running a different way. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. Okay, and that's, again, got that same margin there, all right? Then we're going to take that early espresso piece. I'm going to fold and burnish it. I just find that easier because we're humans. We're not always perfect, right? So this side I can see is a teeny smidge-ish shorter, like honestly maybe 1/32 of an inch than this side. So this is my back because it's a little bit shorter, okay? So we are going to be really, really nice and add a lot of adhesive because we don't want this thing to go anywhere, right? And then this is going to get stuck down right in that center. And it is going to go all the way on the top and the bottom. Okay, it's going to be flush because it's 4 1/4. And press that down, and then you have a middle section that goes up. Now, if you accidentally glue it on upside down, just flip it over. That's what's nice about this DSP is it is non-directional, so it works out. You know, you can save yourself there. All right, let's add this grid pattern here to our center flap. And then we've got our basic white. Now for this Class to Go kit, I'm going to provide you with that basic white piece. I don't know what kind of card I want this to be yet. I probably won't know till I want to send it. So I'm just putting that in there. I'm not stamping anything on it, but you can stamp, of course. Okay, then we're going to grab our stamped pieces here and let's add some dimensionals. So I'll use regular dimensionals for our acorn. What'd you call it? C-U-P-U-L-E. Coupole. That sounds cool. Coupole. Just saying. Other than like cupule, I don't know how you say that word. I'm gonna have to get on Google after and like ask it to pronounce for me. I hope it's coupole because that sounds cooler. All right, so peel off all of the backings of your dimensionals. We are going to add these to our card front. So we're going to put our cute little acorn down and then put your sentiment on the right way here. I'm just going to have that sentiment sneaking like a smidge to the left-hand side off the edge here, but not too much because we have those dimensionals on the back. We don't want any of that exposed adhesive. Okay, and then this is the ribbon / twine that comes in the suite. It is called the Irregular Weave Trim Combo. It's actually quite fun to play with, and I'm going to use it to make a knot. I have actually not made a bow with this. It has kind of like ends that stop, right? Like it's not fully connected everywhere, so I do find sometimes that it feels like I'm pulling threads out, or it's like fraying. See that? When you pull it, especially, it kind of like frays those edges a little bit, and so you just kind of play with it. It is really fun to play with, and it's unlike any, I don't think I've ever played with a ribbon quite like that, or a trim. So I'm just trimming these ends. Haha, trim the ends of the trim. Anywho, trim those, and then we're going to add that onto a glue dot. Okay, and I like to take your pick tool, and I take that pointy end, to pick that guy up. And then I'm putting this right here, kind of where the I don't know what part of the acorn is called the cupulae. Oh, Anne says it's cupule or whatever I said. Anyway, I put it there on the stem thing where it meets the leaf. Okay, and then we're going to take some of these beautiful streaked dots. These are so dang nice. I love these embellishments. We're going to take one big, if I can pick it up. I'm complimenting it, and then it's like, no, leave me. One big and one little, and add those onto there. And that, my friends, is our first card. What do you think of this one? Oh, it's so cute. Super easy and very versatile. You could use this with any set, any DSP. Works great for those smaller DSP scraps as well. So that is really, really fun. Okay, let's go on to this fun fold, which looks maybe like, oh my gosh, slightly complicated. It's really not at all. So let's dive into this one. We have got and I did do die cutting ahead of time, so I'll show you that. We've got an early espresso card base. Now this is a standard size card base, and we've scored at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 7. Okay. Then we've got a piece of basic white. This is for the writing on the back. We've got a piece of DSP. This is the, oh my gosh, Splendid Autumn. I forgot the name now. I think it's Splendid Autumn DSP. You're going to get a different pattern than I am. It is a 6x6 DSP. So you can see this pattern inside, and then we're going to use this one. It is very, very pretty paper, and it works with like any pattern. So these colors do. And then you're going to have an embossed piece of early espresso that was embossed with the Gathering Leaves embossing folder, the new one. You're going to have some cardstock for die cutting. So we've got Old Olive. You're going to die cut out that big tree. Now, when you die cut out the big tree, I want to show you this. You actually use both of these. Come here, buddy. Oh my gosh, there we go. So you are going to put down your outline. This also will die cut. Oh my gosh, throw it around. It will also die cut out that stamped image. So if you'd rather stamp your tree, you could do that. And then you put this piece inside. And that is how you get this cool image here. Super fun. It's kind of like the popcorn dies where you've got those pieces that will die cut the inside. And then you've got like a detailed leaf die. So you're going to die cut that out of both Cajun Craze and Mossy Meadow. You are going to receive a piece of crumb cake that's going to be scored for you. And you will die cut out this deer. Okay. The deer is in the autumn tree bundle. So there's 3 score lines in here. This piece, I'm trying to remember, I think it's 5 1/2 by 1 3/4, and it's scored in half at 2 3/4, and then at 1/2 inch on both sides. And then you can see that score line right here in the middle. You can see the tail of the deer and the beginning of the rock. That's kind of where that die is lined up. So, and it's going to look like this, and I'll cut it apart with you, but you'll die cut that out first. And then you're also going to get a circle die cut from the Stylish Shapes dies, okay? So let's start with stamping. All we have to do is our sentiment, and we're going to stamp "You're Simply the Best." And if you don't start singing that song in your head, I mean, yeah, every time, I don't even remember whose commercial that is, but it's a commercial. "You're simply the best." You know that one. Anyway, because this truly is a card you could use for any occasion. So I love that. And I love that it's kind of, you know, those brown colors too. So it's very masculine if you want it to be. Okay, so let's start. I've got my bone folder here. Now the way that my card is laid out, you can see those skinnier sections are to the right and the bigger sections are to the left. These two are the same measurement, and then these two are the same measurement. So we're going to start here with this bigger section. That's going to fold in. Okay, and then this one is going to fold back. And then we're going to take this one and fold it in. Okay, and I'm just burnishing those as I go. I'll burnish more because you know how I am. So we've got a valley, a mountain, and a valley. Now on this section over here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to glue it closed. So we're going to just take our seal, your liquid glue, whatever you want. I added that seal on the further flap. Yeah, thanks, Alicia. She said better than all the rest. That's what you can write on the card on the back of it, on the white piece. All right, so we've got that adhered. All right, then this piece closes like this, and it's a standard size card that fits in an envelope. So that's awesome. let's go ahead. We're going to do the outside, and then we're going to do the back side, and then we're going to do the inside, okay? So we're going to take that embossed piece here and add some seal. And again, it is textured, so we want to add lots of adhesive. Okay, and this is going to go on our flappy part, right? The part that still opens. And we're just going to lay that on there. Super cute. And then we can go ahead and assemble our trees. Now, if you are a liquid glue fan, you will probably be super excited to do this part. I've left all the little itty bits in the die. They just stayed there and I did not poke them out because it makes it easier to add adhesive. So if you want to use an adhesive sheet, that would probably work really, really nice. Just be conscious there are lots of little pokey outy bits, okay? All right, so I'm using my silicone mat because I know I'm gonna get off the edge. So you see this one, like some of those pokey outy bits came off, so I have to be a little bit more careful about where I add my seal. And of course you can use liquid glue. Whoops. Whatever you want. That's probably good enough, okay? And then I'm going to take my old olive tree, and this, you know, it kind of matches here. I'm just going to go a little willy-nilly with it because I've got two that I want to put down here because, you know, trees have lots of colors of their leaves, and so you're just going to kind of attach these wherever you want. It is connected very loosely, so you can really kind of twist and turn these wherever you'd like to. And if they hang off, they hang off. You know, do whatever you want to do with it. And you might find like, oh, there's a spot that I could add some, so I just bring in my glue dots. And come here, buddy. We will just, like, you know, add some glue dots to help it stick down, but for the most part, I think it's pretty good. Just a couple of spots that you might want a little bit of extra adhesive. Oh, I said I'm good, and then look, I'm like, no, that's sticking up. And I want some of it to stick up a little bit because that's kind of realistic, but I don't want it to stick up too much where the recipient would accidentally like rip it off, right? Because it is very fragile. It does have just those tinier little strings there. So, okay, so we've got this piece. We're going to flip that over, and on the right-hand side only, we are going to add dimensionals. We do not want any adhesive on this flap, okay? Nothing on the embossed piece, because we want that tree to be visible on the inside of the card as well. So we're going to put dimensionals just where it would be on the right-hand side and stick those down. Okay, and we'll just double check. Yep, we look good, right? Because this piece will bend all the way back. So that looks good. Then we can take our circle and add a dimensional to that, and this is going to get tucked in kind of at the base of the tree. Right here. So cute. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's not add our embellishments yet because I feel like embellishments have to be like a thing that we do at the end. Even though we're working on the front first, I just feel like I can't do the embellishments right away. So let's add some adhesive to the back of this basic white piece, and that's going to go on the larger panel on the back so that you have somewhere to write. Now, depending on how you make this card, if you remake it, if you use like a lighter card-based color, you don't need to add that white panel for the back. Okay. All right, now we're going to play with the inside of the card. Joan, that's what's nice about this set is you can make it with any trees. So we're going to go ahead and just snip. I went as straight as I could across to have that die connect here. Okay, just like so. And then we're going to use just this cute little deer cutout. So this piece you can discard. And this is so cute. So for this one, we're going to go mountain, valley, mountain. Okay, whoops, not right there. Right there. All right, so we've got that, and our DSP is actually scored as well. So if I remember right, I believe this is 5 by 5 1/4, scored in half at 2 1/2. We're going to pull in our silicone mat again, and on these little 1/2 inch tabs down here, we're going to add adhesive to the back side. Okay, and my seal, I don't know why, it's just wanting to roll back on itself a little bit, but seal works great for this. You could use your liquid glue, of course. And what I'm going to do is just line this guy up here that score line, and I'm going towards the bottom of my DSP. It doesn't have to be perfectly on the bottom, so you can see I've got just a little smidge left over there. Okay, and then same thing, bring this all the way over here to the other side, and we're just going to stick that other side down as well, and then these will go ahead and close. Now it's going to add a little bit of bulk, so I do like to go right back in with my bone folder. Okay, especially because this deer, right, it's not all the way to the corner, so I like to just make sure it knows that I want it to close. All right, so then on here, what I'm going to do is on the part where the crumb cake is, right, on that edge, I am just going to add a line of seal. And we're going to open up our card here, and I just tuck this right on in to the center of the card and close. Okay. And then same thing, we're going to add just that line of seal. And go ahead, and I just flipped this so that tree is not going to get in the way, and we'll just go ahead and close this down as well. Whoops, I did that super duper crooked. I don't know how I managed that. There we go. I think I was, for whatever reason, I was holding it back. Anywho, so there we go. Then the inside is added. How cool is that? So you can have your card with the tree on the inside and on the outside. Isn't that fun? I really like this fun fold. Terry Gaines is the one who showed it to us. I had never seen it before, and I thought it was just so cool. So I can't wait to make it with other products as well, other stamps. So for this one, we're going to add some of these beautiful, what are these called? The foil gems. Yes, iridescent foil gems on the outside. And that's that. That's our second card. Isn't that one fun? I love all the different looks you get with this autumn paper as well, depending on the pattern, right? It's just so cute. It's so cute. So that is card number 2. Let's go on to card number 3. Now this one is actually super duper easy, but it's so beautiful. It actually might be my favorite of the week. And it's so simple. So anywho, we've got this one. Let's take a look here. We've got a Mossy Meadow card base. No more fun folds for tonight, so these are all standard cards. So we've got a Mossy Meadow card base. We've got this piece. Look at how beautiful that is. This is one of the dies in the Amber Autumn set. So pretty. Lots of pokey outy bits, but if you use that dryer sheet hack, it works perfect. So there's that piece. We've got a Cajun Craze layer. We've got a piece of our beautiful Autumn Toile DSP. I love this pattern. And then the other side is kind of this pretty like gray granite diamond. Super cute. We've got a crumb cake rectangle die cut from the Textured Notes dies. We're going to stamp our sentiment on that. And then you're going to have some very vanilla scrap to die cut out these two leaves here. So these are also from the Amber Autumn bundle. And look, there's no basic white on this card. So that's kind of rare for me. Yeah. Pretty good. I remembered my Very Vanilla. I always forget about poor Very Vanilla. It's always like, it's like the middle child. It's always forgotten about, but we used it. So, all right, we're going to pull out Early Espresso ink pad to stamp our sentiment on to our Textured Notes die here. Mine is pretty straight, so I should be able to line that up, hopefully. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I just went in the center of the rectangle, but you can really go wherever. Okay, and then we're going to start assembling because look at how easy peasy. So for this piece, I do resort to my liquid glue. Yeah, we're just going to go for it. And I found with this one, I didn't get very picky with it. I just did this outer edge. Now I cut this outer edge to 4 by 5 1/4, and so it leaves us a nice border, or I should say I cut the layer to that. It leaves us a very nice border. The good width here to add some adhesive, but it is a little bit too skinny for seal. So that's why I use the liquid glue, and then I'm very, very careful here, but we're going to get that lined up on the card base. Did you see that? That was magic. I didn't even get glue on me. Maybe I spoke too soon because now I got to wipe up that. Anywho, all right, so we've got that, and then what I like to do is go ahead and fold this, and I flip it over so that I can just kind of push that down, rub that glue on, but I don't worry about like moving it or messing up any of these leaves. Oh, that is funny. Alicia only uses Very Vanilla for fall and Christmas. Maybe that should be my challenge for myself. All right, we're going to glue this DSP. Now, the reason I don't really worry too much about gluing all of those leaves in the middle of the layer is because we are going to put this piece of DSP down, and the Cajun Craze is going to get glued right on top. So I know that's going to help keep a lot of it secure. Okay. And I did it in the same color as the card base because it really is meant to just be in the background, but wow, is it so pretty. Okay, and then this piece here lines up with that layer, height-wise. So you can kind of leave whatever border. I'm going to leave maybe that much, so maybe about 1/2 inch from the layer in on that left-hand side, and just glue that down. And then we know where our sentiment's going to sit right about here. I like to choose the easy way for my leaves. And I'm just going to go right here and add some seal, and then stick these guys down onto the seal instead of adding adhesive to the backs of them. We're going to just plop those down like so, and then take our sentiment and add some dimensionals. Don't worry, we're having dimensionals on this card because we have to. And then just make sure you cover up any of that exposed adhesive here. And I want those leaves to look like they're coming out of the right side more, so I just scooted my sentiment over. All right, then we're going to use some of our beautiful early espresso linen thread. This comes in a combo pack with Old Olive. Super pretty. And just tie a bow. I am a linen thread sucker. Like, they could come out with it in every color and I'd buy 2. I love this stuff. All right, so I'm just going to pull this down and trim so that I know my ends are the same. Okay, we've got that. We're going to add it on to a glue dot. Put the knot on the dot. Pick that up with our Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to have to, you know, kind of just mess with it a little bit to get that glue dot a little bit more hidden. And then this is going to go up here by the leaves. So cute, so cute. I love it. All right, to finish this one off, we're going to use the neutral matte dots. You can tell how much I love these. Hi, Shireen. And I know that deer is so cute. Anywho, I love these embellishments a lot. So we're going to use the pecan pie ones and add a couple right over here. Super cute, so fun. And that's that. That's our third card. See how easy this one is? Super, super simple. Depends on what DSP you use, but you can mix this with lots of different colors. Oh, I love it. I think it's so pretty. So that's that one. Let's go on to our fourth and final card, which is this beautiful one. Now, I do have to give credit to somebody on Pinterest, but whoever it was on Pinterest did not have their name on this card, so I don't know who to give credit to. It might have been a card that was shared on the incentive trip. I'm not sure, but I did see like a banner made kind of with this DSP peeking through and the ripped gray granite, and I thought it was super pretty, so I wanted to make it in a card. So we've got an early espresso card base. We've got a gray granite layer that we're going to stamp on and tear. We've got a circle die cut from the Stylish Shapes dies out of basic white. We've got 2 pieces of that beautiful, the grid pattern of the DSP. And you're going to have a piece, ooh, sorry, voice crack. You're going to have a piece of early espresso to heat emboss your sentiment. I did go ahead and heat emboss ahead of time for us there, okay? All right, so let's start with stamping because that's the best place to start. And I'm going to start with my gray granite ink pad to match our card layer here. And this fun little, I don't know what it is, image. I don't know if it's supposed to be part of the ground, but I thought it looked kind of cool. It's just like a little decoration. And this is the stamp, the solo stamp we are using from the Autumn Trees bundle. So I'm going to stamp it twice, kind of in the upper-ish right and once in the lower left. Okay, just to add a little bit of detail. I just thought it was really pretty. We can close this up. Okay, and then we're going to grab our circle, and I shouldn't go off the edge, but you know what? We haven't used it yet tonight, so messy scrap paper. And our tuxedo black memento ink. We have got quite a bit of coloring to do with this image. We're going to ink up the cute little pumpkin stamp. I love this one. It is, both of the images in this set are what drew me to it. The pumpkins and the acorns. I just was like, they're so cute. I love them. They're perfect. All right, so we've got those stamped, and so we're going to color in our pumpkin scene here. So we've got Mossy Meadow and Pecan Pie blends like we used on our first card. We're also going to bring in Pumpkin Pie, Darling Duckling, and Cajun Craze. So let's just start, I don't know, we'll start at the bottom. And you can use a lot of different fall colors for this. I just chose these ones, partly because some of them are in the DSP and also because they're just pretty. And I wanted my two pumpkins to look different, so I chose Cajun Craze and Pumpkin Pie so that we had those different looks. But you could also do the not blending method and color in one with the dark blend and the other one with the light blend of the same color. All right, going around this leaf here. And we will get this guy colored in. And I accidentally colored a little bit onto the leaf and the other pumpkin, and that's all right. Blends are pretty forgiving. Okay, so there's our Cajun Craze. And then, you know, we'll just jump to the pumpkin pie. I know I said I was going bottom up, but we'll jump a little bit here. So we'll do our pumpkin pie. And again, this stamp has those little wrinkles in it, so we know where to add that shading. And because Cajun Craze is a little bit of a darker color, right there is where I accidentally colored in with Cajun Craze on my pumpkin pie pumpkin. And so I just used that dark pumpkin pie to help shade that out. Okay. These are all very like rich colors, so they go really well together. All right, color in this guy. And I like to color in that circular motion so that it blends those colors together. And if you're ever like, oh, that blending doesn't look quite right, or it doesn't look like it blended enough, just go right back in. That's kind of the nice part. With our Darling Duckling, we're going to use the dark one to do the corn, or the maize, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to do dark corn, and then the light is going to be kind of like the wheat in the background. Okay. So we're going to do, and these I don't care if I color outside of the lines, I just want a little bit of that color on there. Okay. Just like that, and I think that's pretty good. All right, then we're going to take our pecan pie, and we've got like a gourd pumpkin. The gourd pumpkin's going to be in pecan pie. And just add a little bit of that dark. So see, this is actually a really nice image if you're just starting out with blends, because there's so much going on, so you get lots of practice like in different areas, but you've also got those wrinkles or whatever, right? Those shading lines in there, so it makes it easier to know where to color. And it's a really forgiving image. If you accidentally color into something, it's all right. All right, so I'm going to do Mossy Meadow now. So with the dark Mossy Meadow, I'm doing the leaves. And the Mossy Meadow, I'm again not quite using as a blend. I'm using it more as just a standalone color so that I have kind of those two different tones here instead of introducing two different greens. Okay, so we've got the leaves, and then I'm going to do like this stem and maybe like this stem. I don't know. You can do it however you'd like, and then we're going to take our light Mossy Meadow and do the rest. Got the corn stalks here, or whatever these guys. And got this stem, and then we've got the curlicues. That's their official name. I don't know that, of course, if they're really called curlicues, but that's what they are. So we've got a couple of those, and those are fun to color because you just get to go, woo! Just like that. All right, so there is that. Let's go ahead and start assembling. So I'm going to start with those two DSP strips, and we are going to add some adhesive to the back. Okay, so there's one, and here's number 2. Whoops. There we go. All right, and then these, just like the other card we did, I have the score line here, so I'm just eyeballing that, but we're gonna make it so we have an equal margin on the sides as we do the bottom, and then same thing here on the sides as we do the top. Okay, just like that. And then we'll take this gray granite piece and we're actually going to do some tearing. So this is not two-tone cardstock. This is our regular cardstock, which is dyed all the way through. So you've got that gray granite color that goes all the way through here. And I want some valleys and some mountains here in this. So you can kind of have fun with it. But I'm right-handed, so I like to tear with my right hand. But I use my left thumb to help guide that. So it's not going to go past my left thumb, so I don't accidentally like rip it in half or something. Because yeah, that would not be the best, right? And then we'll add some adhesive to the back and stick this down onto our card. And you can kind of float it up or down wherever you'd like. And I just start by looking at that left hand side and seeing that I've got it covering the ends of the DSP, and then the right hand side follows suit. We can fold and burnish our card like so. See, this is another one that's actually quite easy, right? Simple card, but it's so beautiful. And it looks like you have a lot going on. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a very detailed card, but really, once you get going on it, it's really quite simple. So, all right, then we're going to stick this down so we can kind of cover the messy bits, right? We'll cover those a little bit and stick this guy down. And then we're going to take our sentiment, and on that left-hand side, I'm going to add a dimensional. On the right-hand side, I'm going to add some seal because it's going to overlap onto our circle. Okay, peel off the backing. And I've got seal stuck in my fingers. And we're going to stick this down right about here on the lower left. So cute. And then what I like to do is I take a dimensional, and you can use take your pick tool or your snips, and I like to just stick that on there and just help to slide this in. So it's going to go under both our sentiment and our circle. Just like that, just to help kind of support the piece that's hanging over there. So there's that. And then we're going to finish this one off with our beautiful pressed flower motifs. These are so pretty. One of my favorite embellishments, and they are perfect for fall. So that is our fourth and final card. What do you think of this one too? I love the cards this week. I think they're just so beautiful, and they're just really fun. It is a fun mega suite. We've got two fall suites that are out this year, and they're both just a lot of fun to play with. So here are our cards. Whoops, that one opened all on its own because I was an excellent burnisher. All right, there's our cards that we made tonight. Let me know which one is your favorite if you can pick one. I really enjoy the fun folds, but I think that this one might actually be my favorite. I don't know what it is about it, but I just really, really like it. It might be that DSP pattern, to be honest, because I really like that pattern. So these are the cards. As a reminder, if you would like to make these at home and you'd like most of that prep work done for you, I am happy to send you a card kit for free as a thank you for placing an order with me this week. If you place that order of $50 or more before tax and shipping, and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied in my online store through the end of the day, or by the end of the day, this Friday, September 12th, 11:59 p.m. CDT. Thanks, Anne. I will send you this kit for free as a thank you gift from me. It will mail out next Tuesday, so you'll have lots of time to put it together and get these in the mail then to their recipients. And you're also going to get that detailed PDF tutorial, as well as have this video to reference how to make the cards, especially the fun folds. You might want to reference the video for that. So there's that. Don't forget that to shop, go to shop.stampwithmelissa.com, 1L, 2 S's, or click the link in the description of the video to head over there. And then don't forget that the Christmas series launches registration tomorrow. I'm super excited about it, so make sure you check your email, get signed up for that, and yeah. I think that's all. Thanks so much for joining me tonight, everyone. I look forward to Tuesday every single week. I just love hanging out with you and sharing creativity, and I'm grateful that you let me share with you. So I hope you learn something new every time, or step out of your comfort zone, try something new, get some ideas with a stamp set or bundle, and yeah, I enjoy hanging out with you, like I said. So thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.